Done this in a while. Um, yeah, recently I just got married and have kids, so yeah, it's been a long time, and I'm happy to do this again. And the reason I'm doing this is because I purchased this kit. It's a BMW E36 touring wagon from Ukrainian scale car production. And when you purchase this, you also need to purchase another kit as well. It's the Hasegawa BMW E36 kit. You have to purchase this as well for you to able to assemble the whole thing together. So once you purchase this, you only get the body and the stuff that you see here. So I'm gonna talk to you guys about these parts here bit by bit, and go through the whole thing just like in this video. Okay. The reason I want to talk about this is that I'm kind of impressed by this company. I think from my point of view, this is still a small company, but their stuff is really nice, really detailed. The effort and the material they put in it, it's incredible. So so on the bottom of the comment part, I want to put the link on for this company underneath it, so you guys could go click in it to see what's there. What suits you guys, or what do you guys prefer, or what do you guys go through their product. Their product's really nice. I like it a lot. I already purchased a couple of these BMW touring pack already, and another Merc trans kit too. So I might talk about the Mercedes kit later on. I'll see if I have time or not. Okay, so right now I'm gonna talk about this. So let's start off with the body kits. I'll end it off with the body itself. Okay, so let's start off the rear bumper. The rear bumper is really nice. It's really detailed. I like it a lot, and the material that they use is smooth, because I recently purchased like another aftermarket M3 kit, and that one's actually, once you touch it, the surface is pretty rough, and you have to use sandpaper to sand it down. And the one more thing that I don't like about the other aftermarket kit is that it doesn't fit onto the body. Well, it fits onto the body, but they still have some, it's like this. They have a little bit off like this, instead of like this curve here groove right into the rear fender. Instead, they're a little bit off like this. So this one that they have is really nice. It fits right onto here. Okay, so this one's awesome. I like this a lot, and it's really detailed. It's nice. And let's move on to the front bumper. The front bumper is really neat. Again, I'll use the MSM one as a comparison. I have the MSM one. What they did was that they covered this part up. Probably the reason they covered the light part up, probably the reason is that the MSM one, which is like I think it's a Hong Kong brand, their version of the M3 bumper, the M3 kit, it's actually a racing kit. So that's the reason why they cover it up. But this one, they give you like what they did is that they give you like a little slot here, so you can paint it silver and add the light onto it, the clear part onto it, to make it to use it as a light. This kit here, this trans kit here doesn't come with the light, so probably you have to use the 318 or 320 the 320 kit's light, the bumper light, to fit right onto here. But from my point of view, what I like to do is that I usually like to get rid of the light and add mesh right onto it, and make it look nicer, make it more racing looking. So I like to do that. Another thing I'm impressed about this bumper is that the front lips that they provide you, it's separate from the bumper. So it's like this. So make it look nicer. So what I'm planning to do is that for my own BMW is that I'm going to carbon fiber this part. I'm going to apply carbon fiber decal onto this part, so make it look nicer. Okay. Another thing about this bumper that I like is that this part here, it fits right onto here. It's like this, like that. There. But from my point of view, I don't really like it. I usually like to use those mesh that they give you, sort of like the ones that they give for the Tamiya rally kits. They give you a lot of those. So what I like to do, like to use the mesh. It looks cooler that way. Okay, so this is really neat. It's really nice, really detailed. Yeah, I like it a lot. It's really nice. That's why I purchased 4 of these already. Okay, and side skirts, really detailed, really nice. Again, smooth. One thing is that no matter what, this is a recent kit. Inspect for the little holes that they have. I think they're called little air holes. I don't know. I think that's what they call it. Just make sure, just like go through them when you're about to make it, about to do this build. Okay, especially the body. The body I went through a couple of times that I saw they have these little air holes. So you have to fill it out, okay? So make sure to look at those, search for those little holes and fill it out, all right? Yep, the side skirt's really nice. One thing about the side skirts is that because this is like a handmade kit and you have to forgive them, but yep, you really have to forgive them. It doesn't always fit as well. As you can tell from the rear part here, there's a little gap. So once this problem occurs, what I like to do is that I like to get one of those long big files that are like flat, and you just like slowly grind it down like that, and for you able to make this side skirt to fit. Okay, so that's what I like to do. That's what I like to do. Just use the big file, flat one, just like go like this, both sides. Of course, you have to do some measurement. So you have to do some test fitting first, like this. Oh, the side, there's a big giant gap here. So what you have to do is that get a file it down like that. All right. Okay. So the side skirt's really nice. Do some test fitting before. Okay. Let's move on. Racing mirrors. Really nice. Not bad. Detail. Really detailed. It's really nice. Okay. This part. Luggage racks. It's an option. So either you install it or not. I like this part here because they give you like an option. Do you want the luggage racks or not? Okay, if you don't want it, toss them away. If you want it, install it. Probably some of you, if you purchase this, you might probably ask yourself, how do I remove this? Do I get a pair of pliers or use the X-Acto knife? My advice is to use the X-Acto knife to cut it off. One of those really sharp hobby knives. So what you do is that you get a hobby knife, set this flat right onto the table, just to slowly cut it like one cut at a time. So like this, and continuously do this until this access part detached from the luggage rack. Don't use a pair of pliers. Once you use a pair of pliers, once you cut it, this luggage rack itself is going to snap right in half. So my advice to you is like hobby knife, one cut at a time. After the part's been detached, after this access part's been detached, use sandpaper 400 grit, then move on to 800. Just like slowly sand it down, or use like a really small flat file just to slowly grind it down. So get rid of all the access part like that, okay? And this is what I like about it, the luggage rack itself. So it's really cool. The hole's already been drilled, so you can just install it like that, okay? Now let's see, what else do we have? Let's move on to the clear parts. The clear parts. The clear parts itself have a lot of little holes in it, circles, whatever, and you might have to do a little work on it. What I'm gonna do is that I would get like piece of old, maybe a piece of new 800 grit, sand it down, move on to 1000 or 1200, and then so on, until all the little holes are gone and it clears up. And then for my experience is that I like to use up to 1200 grit. After 1200 grit, I'll use the Tamiya compounds to like smooth it out, and it'll give you that shiny effect. Some people, I remember I saw on Facebook, is that some people like to use like 2000 grit. They reach up to like 2000 grit, and the glass and the clear part is like shiny. It's like mirror finish. So you might want to give that a try. But for me, is that 800 and then 1200 and Tamiya compound, and that's good enough for me. Okay, so this part's pretty nice, and you install the rear window outside like this. Oh, it doesn't fit as well right now, so you have to do some modification to the body or this little bit here. Okay, and a windshield wiper for the rear mirror, rear window. So that's pretty cool. And the lights fits perfect. See? Perfect fit. Same as this. Perfect fit too. Okay? So it's really nice. Let's move on to this part here. This part's the interior part. My friend owns one of these cars. This is not an M car. This is like an E36. It's like a normal E36, but like same as this model car. It comes with like an M3 kit. His real car, and he had one of these at the back. And when I saw his pictures, and when I looked at this part too, I kind of like he just copied this part right off from the real car. Really detailed. He even made the little hole for that little handle and these little detail parts here. And it's really neat. When I saw it, I was like, wow, it's like the real thing. Instead, it's you know how some company, they just give you this part just like this. It's like a piece of flat plastic that shapes what's inside, and this little hole's not even here. But instead, what this company did is that they made it really detailed, really nice. And I applaud them for this. And even the big company like Fujimi probably even refused to make something like this detail. Probably they would just give you a piece of plastic like this. Okay, so this is really nice, really neat. And the side windows, well, he gave you a template, so you put this piece of plastic on and follow the edge and then cut it along. So what my advice is to make this window is that Xerox a copy, make a photocopy, and put masking tape on it, cut it, then apply the masking tape onto this clear part here and cut it again. Okay, so that's my advice to you. So well, I left something out. So make a photocopy of this in case you guys screw it up once or twice, and put like these Scotch tape on it, and put the masking tape on it. Because if you apply the masking tape right onto this, the masking tape is going to remove the paper off. So if you apply the Scotch tape onto this paper first, and then put the masking tape on, you can remove the masking tape really easily. Then transfer the masking tape template onto here and just cut along the side, and then use paste, you know, those white glue paste, to glue it right onto here. So just like that. Well, use your visualization. Just like that, okay? So let's move on to the body. The body itself is really detailed. I like it a lot. The first version that I bought, they didn't sand this part down. It was like just flat like this. And this is like the third Touring I bought. And what they did was that they sanded down. Before the old one that I had was it's just like flat like this. So when I installed the chassis of the Hasegawa kit right onto it, it doesn't turn. It just doesn't turn. So what I did was, for my first kit, was that I used the grinder to sand it down, something similar to this. So they made a modification. It's really nice for them what they did. And this part over here, I don't know what you call this. I think the sun block or something. I don't know what you call this. This part here, really detailed, really nice. I like it a lot. And let's see what else. This part here, Again, it's recent kit, so they might have they might have a little bit problem with this part here. So what you have to do is use some sandpaper to sand it down, and then use like a model knife to like slowly cut the gaps in between off. They have these flash here in between the what do you call it, the grill. So you have to use the X-Acto knife to slowly, the hobby knife, slowly just like to get rid of those flash off. Okay, so, but use the sandpaper first, thin those flash out first. Sort of like use the 400 grit sandpaper, just like thin out the flash, and then use the knife to poke it out like that. Go through those grills each bit by bit and just like get rid of them, okay? And let's see, oh, these lines are pretty thin. These gaps here are pretty thin. So make sure you get a sharp object or like a thin saw blade to go through it, to make it deeper. Because if you apply a couple layers of paint on it, this gap here is going to get covered up, so you won't be able to see it, even with the moon roof here. So just use like a sharp object to run it through, make it look deeper. So if you apply a little bit more paint onto it, the lines won't get covered up. Okay, and really detailed, really nice. I like this kit a lot. And oh, one thing, again, this is a handmade kit, and these parts here, of course, is not perfect. So these little bits and pieces here, get a file or get a knife, smooth it out. That way, you're able to fit this bumper right onto it perfectly. Okay, at this point, you won't be able to fit the bumper on. It's crooked. Okay, and let's do some test fitting with the front bumper as well. It's not bad. It's better than the first one that I have. Okay, so it's pretty good. Yeah, I enjoyed this company a lot. This model company a lot. Their stuff's really nice. Put a lot of effort and detail onto it. So this kit, from what I remember, it's the USCP, Ukrainian scale car production. They came with two versions. One of them is like a normal BMW E36, and this one's the M pack. So I purchased like 4 M packs, and yeah, I think the normal one is $65 US, and the M one is $75 US. So go on it, check it out, check out their stuff. Their mainly stuff is wheels, and their other stuff is usually trans kits and things like that. So I'm gonna put the link underneath it, under this video, so you guys can click on it to check out their company. Okay, so it's Ukrainian scale car production. Okay, so go on it, take a look to see what they have. Their stuff's really neat, put tons of effort onto it. You can even tell from this part here, they put tons of stuff right here, tons of material here. So the body itself is really thick. Okay, so go on it, check it out. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching. Okay, bye.